Hannah, say hello.
Alrighty, it looks like the warden's giving me the all clear to enter the reserve. So keep those eyes peeled. Our journey has just begun. We're now entering the Little Aturi Forest. Now, this part of the reserve has been known to house animals that like to blend in with their environments. So you never know what you might see or what you might not see, but in fact, sees you.
Sure is.
Oh, well, it's the sound of the store. It looks like we're already off to a great start this morning. That animal over there on the right, the dark brown, almost black animal with the yellow racing stripe, that's a yellowback diker. Now, yellowback dikers get their name from the Afrikaans word meaning diver. Reason why is because when he feels threatened by a predator, they'll actually make a loud piercing whistling noise and dive into some bushes. Now, yeah, the two birds on the right, the black and white ones, those are saddle-billed stork. There's a copy on the distance too, I want to point that out. Now, saddle-billed storks actually grow to be 5 feet tall. They have a wingspan of 9 feet long. You notice that there's two of them? That's because these two lovebirds have been known to mate for life. You can tell the differences between the male and females because males actually have brown eyes, females have yellow. Look underneath through those trees. There is a copy right behind that tree. It's a dark brown animal with zebra striped flanks. Now, a lot of people like to think copies are related to the zebra, but they're actually not. They're related to the giraffe. Now, we can determine that they're related to the giraffe because they have very similar skull shapes. They also have prehensile tongues. I'll get more into that later on. Now, my friend came through here about 3 days ago. He did tell me he saw a rare black rhino. And the reason why I say rare is because, unfortunately, due to illegal poaching, their numbers have dwindled down so low that there is only 5,000 of them left in the entire world. I'll repeat that number, 5,000 left in the world. Their horns seem to be valued on the black market, which makes absolutely no sense, considering their horns are made out of keratin. It's the same material that makes up your fingernails and your hair. Really not making it that valuable at all. There's a black rhino over there on the left. Now, for those of you who saw the tame animals I was trying to point at up on the right, those are greater kudu. Now, greater kudu, you can actually tell the differences between the male and females, because males actually have horns. Females will never grow horns. Speaking of males, though, they weigh about 750 pounds. Now, look even closer. Up on the hill on the right, those orangish animals with the white stripes, those are bongo. Now, bongos are known to be the ghosts of the forest. They're mainly nocturnal animals. They usually like to hide in the bushes and the shrubbery, kind of like that. Now, does anybody back here today like hippos?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. I actually love hippos. We're now headed towards the Safi River. Now, the Safi River has been known to house animals such as hippos, Nile crocodile, and different varieties of bird. A close friend once said, you never know what's waiting around the riverbed. Oh, looks like there's some hippos on the right. Now, hippos can actually hold their breath for 8 minutes at a time. They are, in fact, excellent swimmers, although they do prefer to walk along the bottoms of the riverbanks. Here on the right. Oh, there's some hippos over here on the left as well. Now, a large group of hippos like that is actually called a float. Hippos can weigh in about 5,500 pounds. Can you sit down, sir? I need you to sit down. Thank you. Now, the birds over here on the left side of the island are pink-backed pelican. Pink-backed pelicans get their names because during mating season, their backs actually turn a dusky pink color. Now, to remind you one more time to please remain seated. My friend that saw the black rhino back there also told me he saw some Nile crocodile around this bridge. That being said, Nile crocodile sitting down is your best option. Ooh, over there on the left, on that arched tree that's knocked down, that black bird with the white chest is a white-breasted cormorant. Oh, wow, over here on the left, y'all, those are the Nile crocodiles. Now, these type of crocodile can actually grow to be 20 feet long. Wow. They also have a bite pressure force of 2,000 pounds. If you see them opening and closing their mouths, they're actually regulating their body temperatures. It does not necessarily mean that they are hungry, but I'm really not willing to chance that this afternoon. Alrighty, y'all, now it's time to hold on tight. We're now headed towards a completely different part of the reserve. And this part is known to be a superhighway for migratory animals. It's also known to be a self-sustaining ecosystem in itself. All in line just up ahead. Oh wow, y'all, coming up on the right, it's a very old baobab tree, also known as the upside down tree, because, well, it looks upside down. Now, baobab trees are going to be thousands of years old. They also go 9 months out of the year without blooming any leaves. If you notice that there's holes in that one, that's because it acts as a water source for specific animals such as elephants. Elephants actually poke holes in that baobab tree's trunk and drink the water that comes out. Oh wow, y'all, look at this spectacular view. This is my favorite view of the racer.
Cool.
Speaking of elephants, it looks like some trees are knocked over up here on the right. That was probably caused by one. Elephants are known to be the bulldozers of the savannah. Or do you see some giraffe off in the distance? Don't worry, I'll get closer. We'll get a better picture opportunity up ahead. Now, giraffes are going to be the pruning shears. They're the only animals that can reach to the very tops of the trees and eat the leaves that no other animal can reach. Other animals such as antelope or zebra are known to be like the lawnmowers. They pretty much stick to lower grasses and they eat whatever's left over. All in all, this is a self-sustaining ecosystem where there is food for everyone.
Well, look at the giraffe.
Now over here on the right, immediately to our right, that giraffe is actually a reticulated giraffe. Now, reticulated giraffes get their name from the Latin word reticulata, which means net, referring to that more smoother pattern on their coats.
Termite mounds. We'll see when we get over here, buddy.
Trying to angle it to where he doesn't have a tree in front of him. I think we'll get a better view on the other side.
You see him over there? A little bit.
Now those gray animals over here on the right, those are the white-bearded wildebeest. Now white-bearded wildebeest are known to be part of the world's largest land mammal migration. They're also called gnus, spelled G-N-U, because they make a nerve noise. Ooh, over here on the left, laying down right next to this tree in the shade, that's a waterbuck. Now, waterbucks are actually non-migratory animals. They'll pretty much find a watering hole and stick around to it. Whenever they feel threatened by a predator, they'll actually dive into that watering hole to avoid being hunted. They can do so because their skin actually secretes a greasy type substance, making their coats almost 100% waterproof. Now, the giraffe walking in front of the Ankole cattle is a Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffes have more of a broken puzzle piece cut into their coats. Now, speaking of the Ankole cattle, over here on the left, the animal with the huge long horns, that's the Ankole cattle, also known as the Watusi cattle or Egyptian longhorn. They have 3 different names, just because. Now, those horns actually grow to be 6 feet long. They're also the only domesticated animals on the razor. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Termite mounds.
I already have a headache with how much weight that must be on someone's head from those horns. But they're actually really not that heavy. They're almost completely hollow and sort of honeycomb shaped on the inside, and they use to regulate the animal's body temperature. Warm blood cells will come up through the one side, the cold blood cells will go back down to the other. Here's a better view of the reticulated giraffe on the right.
Look at those horns.
Now notice how tall the giraffes are. Giraffes actually grow to be about 18 to 20 feet tall, making them the world's tallest land animal. They live in large groups called towers, and that's pretty self-explanatory why. Ooh, over here on the right, y'all, hiding in the tall grass. These are sable antelope. Now, sable antelopes are actually the emblem to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. If you pay close attention to their coats, they actually darken with age. So you can determine which one's older by how dark they are. Close enough to it. It looks like there's some more giraffes up ahead.
I know. I want to get this little stable here.
Another gorgeous landscape.
Ooh, look at the little one on the right. That's actually a baby Maasai giraffe. And when that baby was first born, he was 6 feet tall. He could look any of us in the face without any problem.
Baby.
Now, if you're lucky enough to see that tongue is 18 inches long. It's also prehensile. Remember how I told you all a copy are related to giraffe because of the prehensile tongues? Well, prehensile means it's kind of like having a thumb in your mouth. Now, they use those tongues to wrap around the leaves in the trees and pull the leaves straight down to their mouth to assist them in eating. It's right there.
It's pretty cute.
Alright, y'all, well, keep your cameras ready. We're now entering Monkey Point and Elephant Country. I would love for y'all to see an African elephant today. Because, in all honesty, I would love to see an African elephant today. left, it's the largest of all monkeys, the mandrill. Now, mandrills live in large groups called troops, and they develop their social behaviors by pruning and grooming each other. They're usually led by one dominant male, and you can tell the difference between him is because he's usually larger with a brighter face and a brighter rump. They're kind of everywhere. There's some up on the rocks, some in these trees right here, and some off in the bushes in the back. There's an African elephant over there on the right off in that crevice. It's not a very good view though.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull ahead forward just a little bit.
Yeah, I saw it. I see it.
Since that's not a very good view, let's go ahead and head further into elephant country. I really want y'all to see a good view, or at least a whole herd of African elephants. Ooh, you might walk out. You might walk out. I saw him turn. Cross their finger. Nope, not walking out. Just gonna stand there. Alright, well, that road's closed anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and go with plan B. Y'all already signed up for the 2-week safari, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, fantastic. Asadi Sana, Hakuna Matata, no worries, no worries. You're on vacation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Plus, I'm pretty sure we can head further into elephant country. Just head around through here anyways. We're just gonna get across this bridge really quick. Wait a minute. Is this bridge really held to go by rope? I'm sure it's fine. It has to be fine. If it wasn't, they put a sign up or something saying it's not fine. It is not fine. He's laughing. Is anyone good at making signs? Oh, made off the bridge. Alright. Further in elephant country, adventure is out there. Oh, now I do see red clay bits on the left and right side. That's usually a good sign. Ooh, ivory tusk marks over here on the right. This is an excellent sign. African elephants actually eat that red clay. They need the minerals to help balance out and regulate their diets. Oh, there's a whole herd of African elephants over here on the left, y'all. Now, speaking of eating, African elephants can actually eat 300 pounds of food a day. Do you notice that their backs look kind of dirty? That's because they were probably throwing hay, dirt, or clay on their backs earlier, creating an organic sunblock to help protect their sensitive skin from the hot African sun. That's not the only thing they can do though. They can also fan their ears fast enough to cool their body temperatures down by about 15 degrees. But for now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy your safari. I'm going to try to turn on the radio. The reason why I say try is because honestly, the reception out here is completely terrible.
Upside down trees.
Upside down tree over here. Now on a more serious note, both male and female African elephants do have ivory tusks, making them susceptible to poaching, dwindling their numbers down pretty dramatically actually. Although that's not the only reason why their numbers have decreased so low. Human encroachment has made a big negative impact on their natural habitats. Human beings are now mining for material called coltan, which is actually found in your cell phones and in your laptops. Now you can help protect and conserve these amazing animals by simply recycling your cell phones or laptops that you no longer want anymore. It's literally that simple, and they could really use y'all's help. Well, the birds over here on the left side of the island are greater flamingo.
Oh, there's a flamingo.
Greater flamingos are the lightest pink of all flamingos. They actually hatch gray, and they retain that pinkish color in their diet. A large group of flamingos such as this is called a flamboyance. Now keep your cameras ready, y'all. We're now entering rhino territory. Now until recently, the white rhino was known to be one of Africa's most successful conservation stories. Eventually, unfortunately, due to lack of I don't know what I'm saying, hold on. Unfortunately, due to technological advantages, I got tongue twisted. The white rhino is actually once again threatened. Poachers are now illegally hunting on protected reserves such as this. And I'll be completely honest with y'all, if things don't change soon without our help, the white rhino is going to go extinct entirely. And we don't want to see that. Because extinction's forever and permanent, and there's no coming back from it. Oh, over here on the right, there's some white rhino walking towards us. Now, if you pay close attention to their color, they're actually really not that white. They're kind of a grayish color. That's because their original name was actually Wit, spelled V-I-T-E, which means wide, referring to the size of their mouths, not the size of their bodies. Eventually, due to lack of translation through the years, they finally just said, hey, let's just keep a white rhino. Now, a large group of rhino like that is actually called crash, and they can run 35 miles an hour.